call your name, please say yes or no. If you say yes, please elaborate. Austin Justice?
Yes.
Please elaborate.
I had a conversation with Joey when we talked about it.
All right. Commissioner Carrillo? No. Okay. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, I spoke to Chris here, and yeah.
Mayor Hawkins? Prior to the meeting, I asked about the material discussed at the neighborhood meeting, and I'm still waiting on a response from the city manager on my email. Debbie, you said that. All right, and city clerk, will you please read the item by title only?
A resolution of the City of Northport, Florida, vacating a portion of the plated rear 20-foot maintenance easement and a portion of the plated rear 10-foot drainage and utility easement for lot 23, block 237, 18th addition to the Port Charlotte subdivision, providing for findings, providing for vacation of easements, providing of recording, providing of conflicts, providing of severability, and providing of effective date.
And city manager?
Call the director of neighborhood development services. No, you're on.
Thank you, Commissioners. I would like to call our Mock Neighborhood Development Services representative to the podium to provide a presentation about this item.
Is the petitioner here for this item?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Jack Parsons. I'm a billionaire special effects artist, light show enthusiast, and EPD. Pardon my outfit. I purchased these last minute after the TSA confiscated my luggage. They did not approve for all the fireworks I wanted to have on hand, and that's how that goes. Never mind that. I'll come today to speak to you on my vision for Northport. For the last few decades, I've been brainstorming and daydreaming about a great and shining beacon of amusements. Set to draw visitors from farther away than any other park of its type. I call the park Earthly Delights. The plan to showcase the best Earth has to offer. Wide varieties of food from all over the globe, music from every decade and venue, rides to thrill, games to test your skill. I intended that rhyme. This would be a sweeping project, costing hundreds of millions of dollars in just the initial work. It's my dream to make the place that embodies the best the world has to offer, and put it all together in a place where it can be enjoyed. Every night there will be a show of fireworks and lazy light that will draw and excite every eye that gazes on it. Dozens of restaurants, shops, a movie theater, a museum to the history of space exploration. All of these things modeled after the golden age of science fiction, an age of dreamers, so that the flash and excitement can serve to make the city a shining, flashing signal to any who would like to visit. I chose Northport for a myriad of reasons. Most are practical, and many are more strange and mysterious. Having visited here a number of times, I'm sure this city has the necessary energy to draw in the audience I'm looking to welcome. I was going to put on a more elaborate show, some interpretive dancers, jugglers. There was going to be a big presentation. The TSA, that's a thing. They are presumably in a cell somewhere. I'm going to look into that after the meeting. I welcome any questions. Most of them will probably be answered by the PowerPoint presentation your planner has put together.
Okay, so hello Commissioners, my name is Kylie Kavanaugh. I'm a planner with the City of Northport. I have been sworn. Last year, Mr. Parsons came to the planning office with a very large idea. He had found Northport to have enough land for him to construct his dream project, a space-themed amusement park. Since that time, Mr. Parsons has acquired land, processed many rezoning positions, and has worked with the planning department to fully explain what his master plan would be for his park. The final details are in the report planning division provided, but I would like to present some of the information with the PowerPoint presentation. Included in the presentation are several images of the area where the park will be built, along with some of the concept art Mr. Parsons drew on when he imagined the park. So, the development master plan for Earthly Delights Amusement Park. So our target area is in Activity Center 6, which is an area primarily east of I-75 in Northport. It is outside of the urban service where there is no water, no sewer, and no power. The roadways are in despair, so we're planning on putting an interchange, which is like an exit off of I-75, which Mr. Parsons has graciously agreed to pay for all the interchange and all the widening. And so this area remains mostly wooded and empty streets. So this would be the perfect place for his amusement park. So, Earthly Delights is going, the park will incorporate over 300 acres in the initial construction. The land use, which is the first process before the development master plan, is changed to amusement district and the zoning is changed to amusement. Highlights of the production will include over 200,000 square feet of restaurant space, 75,000 square feet of retail space, 75,000 square feet of nightclub and entertainment uses, and a 15-screen movie theater. So let's jump into his development master plan. So in the yellow on your screen, you see that is where all the rides will be, all the games will be, all the booths will be. Right next to it, right outside, is a little water park and a laser light show, which will be shown at night. There's a hotel and restaurants in the red area. And there's offices are outside on the other side of I-75 with the outdoor concert venue. But I just want to draw some attention to that little dark red area, the landing pad, which will offer a place for extraterrestrial visitors to come visit. So it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Northport. Here's some additional features: 4,000 hotel rooms, an 8,000 capacity concert venue, a 50,000 square foot office building, a gas station, 7,000 parking spaces and 2 garages, and a mag-level rail facility that will connect the project to 3 regional airports and go all around the park. So as you can see, he drew up this wonderful picture for us. One of the restaurants is going to be right above the mag-level rail, so we're going to get a view of the entire park, and it's going to be really nice. So our analysis of this, the fiscal impact estimates reach about $100 million for Northport in 15 years. So it's a lot of money. That's the profit that we're going to make. The traffic impact estimates close to 40,000 trips generated by the development, which was researched by the traffic engineers. We're including hurricane evacuation routes will be augmented to handle the additional visitors and a lot of tourism that we're going to get to Northport. All buildings, structures, and transportation facilities are going to get a 400-mile-per-hour impact because of this wonderful material called unobtainium, which is super strong, 400 miles per hour. We're good for Hurricane Michael. Okay, so we have some requested waivers. So there will be a nightly display of fireworks and lasers because the noise will be after 10 p.m. We're going to have the biggest show you've ever seen, bigger than Disney. We're topping it. The light will exceed 10 foot candles because we want it to reach outer space so that the aliens can see, like, It'll be a waiver for the design standards. The art style and inspiration for the park is taken from retro futuristic aesthetic, and Activity Center 6, the design standards, it's contemporary, so it's pretty close, but we're going to need, we want it really retro futuristic.
In chrome.
Yes, it's good. You never see it coming by. Okay.
Shiny.
Yes. So we also have some height regulations because one of our roller coasters is going into outer space and coming back down, and the maximum height is 70 feet. So in a hotel, we want it to be like 1,000 stories high because we have a lot of visitors, so we need one for that. So, the Earthly Delights would attract not only local visitors, but national visitors, global visitors, and extraterrestrial visitors. So Northport could be out of this world. Thank you for your time.
All right, and commissioners, you can ask your questions right now. Please raise your hand.
You go first.
Madam Mayor. Okay. Madam Mayor, you missed your agreed or adversely affected person.
Oh, you gotta go by your quasi judice on that.
By the, are there any aggressive or effective persons of this park?
Okay. We have somebody approaching us. Is it an aggrieved party or is he?
Are you a aggrieved party or public comment?
I'm both.
Have you been sworn in?
I have been sworn. My name is Chris Whitaker, and I own land on Dana Court. I'm here today to stand opposed to the proposed Earthly Delights theme park. I'm opposed to this project for several reasons. First, my parents purchased this land back in 1975 from General Development to build a house for their retirement. Eventually, this land was passed on to me so I could build my Florida dream house. Now, this dream has been looking to be taken away because Mr. Parsons is looking to build this park and get the rights on what was going to be my land. In addition, in looking at the application, we're talking 30,000 vehicles per day coming to this area on a daily basis. My family acquired this land under the assumption it would be a residential neighborhood in a nice, quiet area, surrounded by residential neighborhoods, surrounded by some multi-family residential and neighborhood commercial. Now we're talking about a grand theme park, the likes of which Walt Disney couldn't even have imagined. And by turning it into this kind of a theme park, you're talking traffic impacts that would make the neighborhood unsafe and unwalkable from cars that would be whizzing down Yorkshire Boulevard, Price Boulevard, Main Street Boulevard, as well as off of Interstate 75. Now, the applicant has also called for numerous waivers to noise, light, and height restrictions in order to build this park, including building an outdoor amphitheater right next to residential neighborhoods. As someone who intends to build his dream house on this property, this dream would become a nightmare if the park was constructed the way that Mr. Parsons has proposed. Having lived in Orlando, having worked for one of the major national theme park companies in Orlando at one point, I can attest to the noise and light pollutions from the rides, the fireworks, the cars, and the people that would visit the park. The monthly fireworks shows alone would frighten my animals, cause me to lose sleep, especially during the summer when the park would be open until midnight. It caused the animals and critters to vanish from this area. The inclusion of animal parking would also serve to cause significant damage to this area since those ships would not be aware of local noise, light, and speed restrictions and cause sonic booms over the area, which would cause destruction to my property and my family and others that would be built in that area, mental and physical anguish. Now, because of all these factors that this project will create and the blight that will result in this area from all these issues, I am opposed to the Earthly Delights project and hoping that you will be as well. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Mr. Whitaker. Commissioners, I have a request from Austin Justice.
Yes. Mr. Parsons, would you be...
My apologies. I can't really hear you from years of fireworks work. You got to speak up.
Would you be willing to add an interchange off the exit to ease the traffic?
Oh, yeah. It's part of my whole plan.
Okay for that?
Good.
Okay. Along with lane expansions as well?
Sorry?
Along with lane extensions? Lane?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have no expense limit on this one.
I've got almost 300 acres. Who currently owns the 300 acres?
But we managed to acquire all of that property ahead of time. It's the further expansion that we're going to have to do a private partnership to accomplish that. But that's in the future.
Further expansion to what?
The entirety of what you call the Shire. Eventually the park will expand out as was shown on the earlier slide.
How many visitors do you think your business will break even?
At this point, we have various projections based on when the rides will come in versus when the shops will open up. We are going to go into that when the master plan comes through for each individual sector of it.
What was the name of the parts you're using to build your coaster?
Unobtainium. It's many times harder than any other commercially available metal.
Is it imported or locally made in the United States?
Imported. That's a private joke.
Are the FDA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imported from outer space.
That is all.
Commissioner Smith?
Okay, so, going off of what this gentleman here said, what was your name again?
My name is Mr. Whitaker.
Mr. Whitaker, he was talking about how he and his life would be impacted by the lights and the fireworks. So I have a question as to how would you how would people affected, like animals, like dogs don't like fireworks and stuff like that. And also veterans, there's problems with fireworks and that reminds them of their time away. And so how would you
Currently, one of the reasons I picked this property is it is in a much more isolated area than the rest of the city. We're going to be putting in a 1,000-foot barrier around it with trees coverage. It should deaden most of the noise.
Oh, right.
And we plan to relocate animals such as gopher tortoises to another planet.
So have a home for
can those other animals, such as turtles, live on other planets? That's what you said earlier.
We found out.
Is that animals? So you said that the aliens would be coming from other planets, correct?
That's the goal.
So, okay, so would the hotel space that you have be enough for them, even though it is however many rooms you say it would?
It's 1,000
The universe is very large.
1,000 stories.
Still, you never know. Yeah, also, money from the other planets, would they be okay with our money system? Because they might have different, are you planning on trying to
Yeah,
how are you going to transfer that?
Yeah, some cross-currency stuff going on.
We'll have to work with the Fed on that. They're going to pay us in balls of gold or something.
That's it then, sorry, thanks.
And Commissioner Carrillo?
Okay. Going back to what you said 40,000 people are coming through. We already know price is a mess in the first place, so how do you expect?
Sorry?
You can hear me?
Not completely.
Speak louder, So you said 40,000 people are coming through, right?
That is the trip generated. That is by the engineer that you all provided, and the engineering firm that we provided working together to come to that number.
So you're going to expand roads or something?
Yes, we plan to put in a much more substantial transportation network for that section of the city at first, and then expand out from there.
Okay.
The rail system we plan to install will go to the 3 airports that are along the coast, so Bradenton, Punta Gorda, and Fort Myers.
Okay, so has the fire department, police department weighed in on this? Because going back to public safety with the fireworks and all that.
We've gotten feedback from them, and we plan to accommodate all of the safety procedures that they wanted. Sprinklers, for instance, allowing adequate space for fire trucks to report to if necessary. Everything's going to be made of metal, so the fire hazard kind of drops in a weird rate.
You had said that you're building this on this land that has no sewer, water, or power, so are you planning to put in that, establish all that?
So there's an FPL plant that's really close to there, and we're planning on bringing water and sewage systems to there as well.
Thank you, that's it.
Before the other round of questions, I want to ask for the extraterrestrial visitors, what do you plan for them to eat?
All of the food we're showcasing at the restaurants.
May I have an example?
So, have you ever been to the Food and Garden Festival at Epcot? They have little booths that feature cooks from all around the world, feature doing dishes from those areas. We're just going to do that full time.
Do aliens particularly like or eat that food?
They may not, but the point is to showcase it so that they can pick something they like.
All right, okay. Commissioner Justice?
So, are you going to be working with the Florida Department of Transportation to get buses, or Lyfts or Ubers, stuff like that?
That's why we were setting up the LevMag rail, because we wanted to alleviate the traffic and stuff, so that if they're on the rail, they'll stay off the roads mostly.
Are you going to be using Florida Department of Transportation?
We will have to coordinate with that job because it's a regional thing, but, I mean, Ubers, I don't know how Florida even regulates that.
As Mr. Whitaker stated, he doesn't like all the noise and fireworks, so would you guys be willing to locate to a different location, or possibly just put your whole park on stilts?
A platform,
Plans and have they given clearance?
You have lots of it.
I'm fairly certain buildings still have to go on the ground.
another one.
So going back to the podium that you use to build your roller coasters, so you say they imported from a different planet, I suppose. So you haven't visited, but you want to import it?
I've heard that. It's an important distinction when you're under as much observation as I am. Sorry, what was the question?
The planet you're importing the chromium from, have you even visited?
I am not at the time allowed to discuss such matters.
So you don't know what is made in the materials?
I know that it performs at the level that I have put in the report, yes?
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Smith? Okay, I have more questions. So you say that you're going to be using the airports around, where you're building it. So if the airports are too small, because I know Punta Gorda Airport is not as big as other airports, because I go there quite often, but so would you be willing to make it larger if you would be needed to, if other airports also can't take that amount of people coming in, or amount of aliens or other people coming in?
You're asking if I'm going to build an airport in another municipality?
What?
Maybe one.
Would you be willing to work with them in an expansion, because you're saying, that you're going to be bringing these people from all over the world and the universe? Would you be willing to work with any municipalities outside of our area to maintain some of the traffic flow that we're talking about, like Punta Gorda Airport approved?
I will work with whatever transportation authority is necessary to bring about the needed alleviations. As much as I am resisting the TSA at this moment.
Also, you say that, I think you said that you'd be getting the ride and stuff from other places other than our world. You said that, right? You referred to that, yes, but, so if they might be safe for the other, people from the other universe, not people, but things from the other universes, would they be safe for our species, as a human race?
I assure that no ride will be harmful to the health of humans, any more so than a normal roller coaster would be.
Yeah. Also, when you're coming from, these aliens are coming from from our world, they might have different health issues like ours, so would they be carrying diseases that might affect us that we don't have?
We will do our best to accommodate for that factor too.
Which ways, sir?
We'll have Purell dispensers on the pike.
That's good. My question about those STDs. Lastly, Commissioner Carrillo?
One last question. Since aliens are supposed to be flying in, is that what you have? Has the FAA been advised of your plans, or have they given you clearance?
The FAA, after laughing for a very long period of time, then just sort of nodded and said, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, that might not have been a quote, it might have been, yeah, ha, 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 okay, ha, snorts, whatever.
Okay, thank you.
At this time, I'm going to ask for rebuttal from the applicant.
We agree with everything that has been presented.
Staff member?
I agree with everything.
Agree?
Okay, well, I disagree with much, and would also like to further elaborate that this is going to be a concern for Northport, because he's still talking about 1,000-story skyscrapers that people will be able to see in my house, in my neighborhood, and we're still talking about the noise factor
And is there enough land out there to accommodate these 1,000-foot buffers and walls that he speaks of? Plus, you're looking at thousands of employees that would be out there that would be drawn from the community. Plus, probably if this is going to be like Epcot, there'll be aliens working in Norfolk. And how some of these aliens will be on long-term contracts with the company to work with. And how are we going to house these people? And how are we going to pay them? Will Norfolk be able to accommodate all their needs?
You can hope to. That is the goal. Please want Norfolk to be invited.
Thank you, Mr. Whitaker. At this time, there are no public comments, so I will be closing the argument. Am I ready for a motion?
Go ahead.
Joe, yes, second. We have a motion on the floor to approve Earthly Delights Development Master Plan for second reading.
What was his motion?
Yeah, what was the motion?
I don't know.
I thought he said that.
Until I hear what his motion was, sorry.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Quillen?
I would like to put this project forward. I approve of it.
Do I have a second?
Nay.
Hearing no second. If there is a different motion?
Okay, so your motion failed.
Yes. Nay.
Is your motion to deny the Earth?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second to deny?
Yes, a second. At this time, we have a motion to deny the Earthly Delights Development Master Plan for second reading. Is there any discussion?
You want it. Said you want it.
No, I'm good.
You want to say to why you like it?
I think my question said why I don't like it and why I say no. Commissioner Quillen? We have a motion to deny the Earthly Delights Development Master Plan for a second reading by Mock Commissioner Justice and second Mock Commissioner Smith. Please vote.
I don't want it.
All four, say aye.
All for deny.
All for deny.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
And those opposed.
Those opposed? Oh, aye.
Well, the motion was to oppose, so to support the motion, you would...
Oppose.
No, you would support the motion. If you want them, so it's kind of tricky there, because the motion was...
It's having the motion to oppose the development. Yeah, to deny the development.
Yes.
The vote does not pass. Again? The vote does pass to deny Earthly Delights. 3 yes and 1 no.
With who was the second?
Commissioner Quillen?
Why did you say you voted no? About the CO2 emissions and how you're planning to properly treat them.
Hold on 1 second. Through your attorney?
I was talking to her.
Nothing. Okay.
Tell the petitioner what's happening.
The petitioner and staff, I thank you. Maybe sitting.
Excuse me, sir, we have rules of decorum here. He's not up
Keep your millions in Northport anyhow. Go speak to MoDOT Village people.
Oh, yes, please. We do that all.
And now we're on to item 4, general business. 171389, The mock commission meeting appointment of Ricky Raindrop as official representative for the city of Northport. For the purpose of learning about utilities matters for the utilities he visits. Okay, moving on. Let's review the number 18676. Appointment of Ricky Raindrop as the official representative of the city of Northport. City manager?
Thank you, City Commissioners. I would like to call the mock utilities director to provide a presentation.
Good afternoon, Commission, Board of Directors. My name is Anna Duffy. I'm mock utilities director for today. While I provide information about Ricky Raindrop's request, I have a little slideshow. As some of you may be aware, Ricky Raindrop is the utilities mascot, and sorry, I'm multitasking and failing. There we go. Ricky is H2O on the go. He personifies Northport Utilities, and Northport has long strived to bring awareness to the importance of natural resources within our community, and in particular, sensitivity to our finite water supplies. Now, with the dynamic growth that our city is experiencing, it is more important now more than ever to make every effort towards conserving, protecting, and making best use of our natural resources as a community. In this effort, we are not alone. Many cities, counties, states, nationalities, countries are experiencing the same growth, experiencing shortage of water supplies, and they're all using different methods, processes, and encountering different ways to encourage their communities to conserve water, make better use of the resources at hand. Ricky comes before a commission today, seeking approval to act as honorary emissary for the city or ambassador, and has to be appointed as an official representative of the city in his travels to gather utilities and water conservation information. He has been fortunate thus far in his travels, and he's been pretty much well received by the different localities he's visited, but he strongly feels that there's more opportunities for information sharing, more doors that could be opened to him if he was acting in an official capacity for the city. Since Ricky does not want his efforts to result in any additional costs or expenses for the city or its residents, he is offering to volunteer his time and his travels to the city free of charge. This would eliminate the expense associated with having to send staff members on fact-finding missions. It would also alleviate the need to pull staff away from other duties that need to be done. Ricky Raindrop is H2O on the go, and he would like to serve the city and spare the resources that would be necessary if we had an employee doing this work. Northport Utilities has looked into it and discussed it with Ricky Raindrop, and we recommend the appointment of Ricky as the official representative for the city of Northport for the purposes of learning from other municipalities about their water source management, treatment processes, utility operations, and community environmental education efforts. And we request that the commission approve Ricky's appointment as an honorary ambassador.
Commissioners, at this time, you can ask your questions. No questions? So is Ricky traveling by himself, or?
He tends to tag along. He travels in groups. He often can be found traveling with staff as they travel, and this summer we had some private residents that took him along with them to join them to their travels to Norway and Sweden. He goes everywhere with whoever wants to go.
Commissioner Smith? Thank you. So he says that this day wants to volunteer, right? That's what this is saying? what you're saying. So, in these pictures, obviously, whoever's taking them, he's not taking them himself. So someone's carrying them around. He's volunteering, but is the person who's carrying them around volunteering? Like, you say he's traveling in groups, but like, are they paying for the trip themselves, or we gonna have to pay for it?
No, the city will not be paying for any expenses associated with his travels.
No expense.
No expenses to the city for his travels, correct.
For travels.
For his travels, his meals, his lodging, anything of that sort, no. He covers all of that himself.
That's a good question.
So, we have questions as if whether he got hurt or not, would we be liable for, is that the word, maybe? But would we be liable for his injuries, and would we have to pay for it since he's volunteering? Would we have to pay for
I
it?
would imagine that we would imagine that would work much like our local citizen volunteers that do and perform functions here within the city. We would have to clear it with risk and consult with them, but we imagine it'll work very much in the same manner as our current city volunteers.
Can we have a volunteer? Current city volunteers work. How does that work, the city volunteer people? Like,
I would have to defer that to someone from risk. But we currently have volunteers for the city that are not on our payroll, that volunteer their time, and however that liability works out, if it's a matter of a waiver that they have to sign or whatever, or however that works, we'll coordinate with our risk department to make sure that we're doing it correctly to protect the city.
all right. That's all the questions.
Okay, Commissioner Justice?
I'm ready to make a motion.
Okay, I'm going to ask if there's any public comment call. Okay. Actually, we have Commissioner Carrillo. Okay, am I allowed to ask the city attorney a question? Go ahead. Okay, so because Ricky Raindrop is not an actual human being, is it legally able to promote the city of Northport without being on payroll?
No, because he is a real human species. Okay, thank you. No problem. Wait, so can we not promote the city of Northport? Just shade.
Don't promote.
That means this whole thing is just trash.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask if there are any public comment cards submitted for this topic. Thank you. Let's move on. I'm ready for a motion.
Didn't they just state that he could not?
Yeah, since he can't, that means that there's not even a motion to be made if he can't.
You cannot be a legal representation too, you're not being allowed.
Representation, that means that this,
Just because it's illegal doesn't mean you can't do it.
yeah, I object.
Why is it gonna make a motion?
Just say that you're not saying no.
Okay, I'm entertaining for the motion. All motion opposed, say aye.
Well, you have to wait for a motion. Deny the request.
Does someone want to make a motion to deny this request?
Click the button.
We have a motion here.
I don't know how to click the button. Oh, okay,
It's not.
I'm going to say no to him being a representative, so, based off of what she said.
Can I say that?
Delete.
I second that motion.
Third. Shut up.
We have a motion on the floor to deny the appointment of Ricky Raindrop as the official representative for the city of Northport for the purpose of the city attorney saying he cannot represent Northport. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Carrillo, second that motion. We have a motion to deny the appointment of Ricky Raindrop as the official representative for the city of Northport. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
show him that idea.
Good job,
An attorney does have it here, doesn't he?
Because he's not human, he got it from the county.
Just because he can't defend himself.
I've never,
Back to the island, man.
I have never heard that law before.
Moving on to item 171365. The mock commission meeting, build a doggy splash park. Let's review the item number 18685, build a doggy splash park. City manager?
Thank you for your commissioners. I would like to call the Moss Park and Recreation Director to provide a presentation.
For the record, my name is Zelma Medina. I am the Mock Park and Recreation Director. Today I am here to present the development of the Doggy Splash Park here in the city of Northport. It will include amenities such as lounging, swimming, massage services, watering pools, and a distance dock diving.
May you please speak a little louder?
Okay. Okay, for the record, my name is Zelma Medina. I am the Mock Park and Recreation Director. Today I am here to present the development of a doggy splash park here in the city of Northport that will include amenities such as lounging, swimming, massage services, watering pools, and a distance dock diving. In support of Northport's dog-friendly environment, Commission adopted Resolution 2017-R-18 on July 25th, 2017, designating a dog-friendly areas in 16 specified city parks. These 16 parks support dog-friendly on-leash recreational opportunities. A leash-free recreational space is at the Canine Club. Dog owners have taken advantage of these designations by bringing their dogs to the park as well as outdoor events, such as the community yard sale, Move on the Green, and the Poinsettia Festival. As Commission may recall, the Parks and Recreation Department further support the city's dog-friendly environment by holding an annual Woodstock event on February 10, 2018 at the Canine Club. Woodstock was a dog-friendly event designated to connect dog lovers and information about their canine counterparts. Approximately 700 humans and their four-legged family members attended. Based on the popularity of these dog-friendly events and amenities and the passion displayed by Northport dog owners, the Parks and Recreation Department is recommending the development of a doggy splash park. As you know, Florida has one of the hottest climates year-round in the United States, making this the perfect opportunity for this amenity. Several locations can be considered, such as an existing canine club, a community park, or developed city properties. This unique doggy splash park concept is proposed to include an in-ground saltwater pool, every beach entry, diving dock, and multiple water spouts. The area will be completely fenced with custom-made tunnels enhanced for dogs to run and play in the sprinkled artificial turf area to control surface temperature. Attached are examples of canine day spa water parks that are currently operating in California. These locations include day service, massage, birthday parties, deep water swimming, splash dock diving, club and group swims, water pools, and live shows, and much more. I asked the clerk if they could activate the document camera. If possible. City clerk? Activate the document, please. In researching the activities offered by these two locations, staff is proposing the development of a whole state of programs and services such as the Elephant Swim, private
group swim, and diving lessons, massage services, and happy birthday parties. This way. Too late? Yes, thank you. The Park and Recreation Advisory Board has reviewed this and has came to an agreement on this. It's so cute.
I know.
Oh my god. Nadia, where are the pictures? Thank you. That comes in conclusion with my presentation. So if there's any questions. Commissioner Smith?
In this document I have in front of me, it says that several locations can be considered such as the existing canine club. I don't know what that is, but there are existing dog parks here, so it says here considering using existing canine club. Would you consider using existing dog parks and just adding on to that, to reduce cost of building something entirely new?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what those costs would be if we went?
I would just like to, 1 second. City attorney, I would just like to mention, and I want the commissioners and the mayor to consider liabilities that this might cause. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Smith?
Also, what the attorney, what, specifically, what are you speaking of?
If the owners of the dogs would be signing waivers guaranteeing that if their dogs were hurt or injured, will the park pay for it, or will our city have to? Those liabilities would have to be handled.
Thank you for explaining. Okay.
Commissioner Justice?
Would there be an on-call janitorial and mechanical staff?
Yes.
Do you guys have a fiscal study?
Can you explain which study?
How it's going to be subsidized after it opens?
We're putting together a business plan and we're going to present that to commission.
Are you guys going to have any fees or membership fees or admission prices? So it'll break even, or you guys will make profit, and so we can maintain the property?
Yes, we will have memberships and everything you signed up for.
And will the dogs be integrated or segregated by size or breed? Or weight?
I guess it will have to depend on how small the dog is or delicate the dog is.
Okay.
Commissioner Smith?
I'm just going to re-ask this question where they have to sign waivers. I didn't believe we get an answer if we moved on to what?
Yes, you would have to sign waivers and you have to show proof of vaccinations.
Thank you.
My question is how much the cost would be for the Doggy Splash Park? The anticipated design cost is $100,000, and the design is projected to be completed in 180 days. The construction cost will be determined based upon the final design concept. However, staff is estimating about $1 million in total for this project and anticipates securing a 50% matching grant through the Petco Foundation of offset expenses. And where would this be in Northport? We don't have an exact location yet, so we're just waiting for you guys' approval, and then we can probably work on that. As well as, do you have the statistics how well the California location is doing? We can get that done.
Okay. So also the liability for parks for the dogs, would that be the same for the parks for the children that we do have in Northport? Which is none?
They will have to sign a waiver to enter, and it'll be similar to the other recreational parks we have.
So the liability that the city attorney mentioned, it'd be the same?
Yes.
Okay. As well as HouseCom, you don't have your presentation ready for future expenses, or where it will be?
We're still developing this process. We're still looking for an approval to continue.
So if we approve it at this meeting right now, will you build the park?
No, we'll come back with our design.
For more information upon the building?
Yes.
All right. Commissioner Smith?
So you said this is the anticipated design and the staff, is that just for one dog splash park, or is that for multiple? Or is it, because that seems high for, maybe not really, it is, but I mean like, is it just for a single one or is it for multiple?
For single.
Okay.
So what does that say in the report? She said to you earlier concerning
What are the things that they're considering? I don't know, is it what they're considering?
What would your costs be? Because you said in there you're considering multiple locations. Did you get any costs back on those in relation? I guess what we're trying to formulate here.
Cost for what?
For the because you said you want to ask.
They say it's for one, so
Right.
this is just ideas, I think, that they want to do it. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, that's what I thought in there.
Would you consider multiple locations smaller, amenities to multiple locations if there was a cost savings there, as opposed to just one park on one end of town?
We would wait to see how one location would do, and then from there we probably expand to smaller ones.
I'll spend $1 million before you find out.
True. Check it. I'm just gonna be done. Okay, I'm done, sorry. Thank you.
Commissioner Justice?
What would be the time frame for the grant?
We should know within like 6 months.
And you said this will all be taxpayers' money.
Can you repeat that?
This will all be taxpayers.
No. It would be partially grant funded.
So the other part that's not funded would be taxpayers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are there any public comment cards? All right, I'm ready for a motion.
I don't want to deny it, because I don't.
I make a motion to approve, to come back with more information.
In that motion,
We have a motion on the floor to approve the building of the doggies.
is to come back.
With information.
Yeah.
So if you want to approve the building.
Approve for the staff to come back for the doggy splash park.
With more information.
With the more information in your presentation. And second by Commissioner Smith. Right, right here. Discussion?
Your second? Anything you want to say on it?
Just to make sure to come back with more information so we can vote upon that.
Would
Please vote.
We're ready for a vote, and this is staff come back with more information.
Vote upon the staff to come back for the presentation with more information. All for? Say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Yay.
What's the
Three to one. We have the opposed from Commissioner Justice. Please justify.
Fiscal.
So now we're moving on to commission communication.
All right, moving on to item 6, commission communication. This provides each of us an opportunity to address the commission. Do you have any communications? Commissioner Justice? Would you like to share anything with the commission?
No.
Commissioner Cordero? No. Commissioner Smith?
Why just skip that one about diapers?
We approved the agenda to remove it. Do you have any communications to tell the commission? This is briefing, guys. That's it.
Now you're going to, do you have anything you want to?
I have no communication to present.
So now you're going to go to administrative?
Moving on to item 7, administrative and legal reports. Are there any? City manager? No. City attorney?
Do you have anything?
Do you have anything to communicate?
We voted very well today. We did good as
City clerk?
Have everyone take on what they agree with Austin. I think we should do the diaper one because I have a lot of notes on that.
Moving on to item 8, adjournment. The October 10th, 2018 mock commission meeting is adjourned.